Hi, welcome to another episode of Practical Cycle Camping. I'm Wynn, cycling instructor, and today I want to show you another $40 mountain bike that I picked up. And the original owner was selling it for $400, and I said, well, that's not reasonable because you're missing a chain and it's in poor condition. And so the more we talked, the more I realized, oh, this guy actually didn't own the bike. He got it from somebody. He bought it from somebody else and was going to have his nephew fix the bike, and then he was going to sell it. And so we got down to around $50 and talked some more, and I said, hey, and we finally got it down to $40, which is the price he paid for the bike. So at any rate, this is another 1995 model bike from Specialized. It's a Rockhopper, and it's made with double-butted main tubes. I suspect it might have chromalloy stays. It also has a chromalloy double-butted fork. Right? It has braze-ons for a front rack, and it has one pair of braze-ons in the rear. It's been outside for a while, so it has a fair amount of rust on it. It has a stamped steel crank that is frozen, and it's 21 speeds, so it has a double chainring with a granny gear in the front, and it has a 7-speed cassette in the back. And this is a relatively nice cassette, even though it's rusty. It has SRAM grip shifters in the front, and they're in good condition. It also has a pair of Shimano brake levers, as well as Shimano front and rear cantilever brakes, and these brakes are actually in pretty good shape. So they've lasted this long, they'll probably last quite a bit longer. This has an aluminum rim with 32 spokes front and rear. It's not ideal for cycle camping, but it's serviceable. The tires are in good condition. It has a specialized water bottle cage, and it has derailleurs front and rear that seem to work pretty well. The frame is not cracked. I've inspected it, and it has a nice aluminum seat post, as well as a chromalloy steel stem and a nice aluminum bar. So let's see what I can do to fix this up and see if we can turn this into a cycle camper. The component set looks like it's all Alivio, which is mid-range recreational for cycling, though the cantilever brakes look like they're reliable. They're not going to break anytime soon, but unfortunately they're low profile, and that doesn't seem to give the greatest amount of power. It does have an aluminum seat post, and I can remove it so it's not stuck, but the saddle unfortunately is in poor condition. There are no grips on this bike, and it uses the plastic grip shift 7-speed shifter, a 3 and a 7-speed. It does have a nice steel stem. I've had this before, and they're quite good, as well as the aluminum handlebar. It has this typical specialized stem that has a large cavity here, and a couple of ways to cover this up is you can use some Model Magic play foam and then cover it up and then form it, and then when it dries, that'll make a nice rubber cover. That works well. The other way is you can get a wine cork and file it down so that it fits this opening, and so it has a nice rounded top. That would also work. Like the first bike that I had, it has a sticker on the top tube, so a blow dryer and heat up the sticker, and that should come off pretty easily, though the finish on the top tube is pretty good. The water bottle cage is broken here, so I'll just have to take that out and replace it with a new one that can't be fixed. Here's the Alivio stamped steel crank, and the bottom bracket is frozen, so I'll need to replace the bottom bracket. The good thing is the square posts are not too expensive. But there's no chain's missing. It was probably rusted very badly. The shifter cables seem to be in good shape, and this cassette is a nicer Shimano cassette. It's hollow. That's good. And it has one set of braze-ons in the back and the front. The brake cables, they're rusted, and the housing is cracked also here. That needs to be replaced. The front brake cable is in poor condition. It's been stored outside, and the headset is going to need to be disassembled and relubed or have the bearings replaced. Surprisingly, the tires are specialized enduros 26x2, and they're in good shape. Yeah, so this is the front tire, and it's good rubber. That's surprising. 26x2 specialized enduros. The rim are fairly good condition. The bike itself has fairly low miles on it. I was expecting the rims to be beat up. I was expecting these rims to be a lot worse than they are, but they're in surprisingly good condition. They run fairly true. So the cable runs I like. I've had a specialized Rockhopper like this before, and the bike itself is fairly comfortable. I think for $40 this is a really good deal. The Shimano quick releases are the nicer models also, so I think this could possibly turn out to be a pretty good touring bike. We'll rethread the braze-ons because since these have been outside, there's rust built up on the inside, and so I'll run a 4.7 millimeter tap with a 0.8 pitch and retap that so that the new screws will go in without any extra force. Alright, so now you know what I know about this bike, and so we'll see what we can do to fix it up, and then we'll put the racks on it and take it out and see how it feels.